So yesterday's New Year's Eve video, the year in review, the year of living cynically, was a bit of a drag, admittedly. It was for me too. So I thought I should come back with a brighter hat, wearing less black today, and do a 2023 goals video. So here I am, like a true child of the 90s, underneath a bridge, about to tell you all about my feelings. Okay, so let's go. Goals for 2022. This video won't be nearly as long as the last one. I will say, though, that this isn't like a recanting. When I look outwardly at the world, I am just as cynical today as I was 24 hours ago. But focusing on the world and its dysfunction can distract, and often does, in my case, distract from all the good things that are going on in my life. I can get too focused on the out there and not focused enough on the in here. So let's talk about some 2023 goals of mine, for me, not for the world. The world's got its problems. We can work on those, but I have the most impact on me. So goal number one, I want to deal with my junky web presence. I know that's that's like small potato stuff, but maybe we should tackle small potato stuff because, you know, it's more tackleable. I have two websites, one for the business that I have with my business partner who's not very online, and one for myself, and both of them are absolute garbage. And every so often I'm like, man, I really should do something about that. That's why that's goal number one. It's one of those, man, I really should do something about that. Okay, let's, focus on the world's problems and how intractable they are. So, goal number one, deal with my web presence. I've wanted to do it for years. It doesn't even have to be great. I'm not looking to change the universe here. I just want a couple of websites so that when people search for me, like mostly professionally, when they search for me, they don't find junk from the 1990s. That's number one. Okay, number two, and, well, number 1.5 was spit out your gum, dummy. Like, I'm here recording a video and I had gum in my mouth for the intro and for goal number one, but I'm sure you didn't notice. And if you did, well, I spit it out, okay? Goal number two. I want to do more of these, but that's not the goal, really. I can do more videos. I can do more of this kind of content creation. I like talking to cameras, so I want to do more of that. But the actual goal is I want to do more of this and not care if anybody likes it. So back in 2010, maybe 2011, I got myself a pretty sweet podcasting setup, audio interface, got the right mics, all this stuff, you know, let's be honest, years before a lot of other people did it. Podcasting was still relatively new in 2011. It wasn't new, but it was relatively new, and I had all the stuff to do it. I did test episodes. I got some of my friends involved. I had every lost for words. I had every intention. I had every intention of doing a podcast, and I didn't, right? I could have been first out of the gate with a podcast about who knows what, about anything, everything. And I didn't do it. And the big reason I didn't do it is because I got all twisted up in my head about what people were going to think of it. Like, was anybody going to like it? What if I put it out there and people don't like it and they tell me that I'm an idiot? So I didn't do it. I had an opportunity to do something that I was really enjoying. I was doing radio, like FM radio at the time, and I was loving it. It was making me very happy. It was really satisfying me, personally, you know, intellectually, whatever, creatively. And I didn't do it because I was worried about what people would think. So goal number two, the real goal number two, is create things and don't give a shit if anybody likes them. Back on the move for goal number 3 of 3. Can't really do a goal setting New Year's kind of video without talking about health and wellness, right? And this is something that I want to say struggled. I have struggled with for basically my entire, young life and adult life, is not necessarily being heavy. Because when you look back at pictures of yourself from when you thought you were, you know, ghastly looking, too ugly, too fat, too whatever, and you realize actually you weren't that bad. Everything was far less catastrophic than you thought it was. So what I've struggled with is feeling like there's nothing I can do, so why bother? That feeling of helplessness, that feeling of despair that can come when you don't like the way that you look, right? So I've also learned in that time, with a little help from my good friend Una Duncan, who wrote a book on the subject, that having a big goal like I want to get thin is kind of a guarantee that you won't make it, right? It's too big. The I want to get thin, first off, is that even a goal? Is that even like a positive end goal? Is being thin really going to give you the happiness that you strive for? Number two, it's made up of a million component parts. You have to eat better, you have to exercise more, you have to take more time for yourself, you have to work less, you have to sleep better, sleep more, you have to spend more time with your loved ones, you have to get a cat, you have to blah, 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 right? So I want to get healthy in 2023. Too big. You need to break that shit down, and you need to start with something, or at least I feel I need to start with something that's very achievable and is entirely 100,000% in my control. And for me, that is, I want to work less. That is 1,000% in my control. I'm not working, and I don't mean like, you know, I'm going to just stop working. It means that I work too much. I take on too many things at one time, and I do a lot of my work as a freelancer, which means that when those calls come in, would you like to be involved in such and such a project? I can say no. I can say no. I don't, to my own personal detriment, but I can say no, and I will say no. I have, in this coming month, just the right number of projects. Could be one fewer. Let's be honest. I say it's just the right number, but actually if I analyze it for even 5 seconds, there could chop one off that list, it'd be even better, right? Chop two off that list, I'm unemployed, almost unemployed, but chop one off that list, and I could actually focus on something, like 100% of my focus, and not just triaging, doing this thing to try to get it done so I can move on to the next thing. What will I do with that time? What will I do? Maybe I could do goal number 1 and goal number 2, right? Take care of those things. Like the website's just an example, right? That it could be anything. Anything that's been on my mind for a long time that I never get to do because I'm always too busy with work. Could be making more videos and not giving a shit who likes them. Could just be sleeping better, sleeping more, spending more time with my kids, reading a book, doing a crossword puzzle, any of those things that aren't work that make me happy, that every time I do them, I'm like, damn, I should do this more often. This really makes me happy. Watching a movie with my kids. Something as simple as that. Oh, sorry guys, I can't. Got some work to finish up. No, I worked way too much in 2022. I'm not even sure. Well, I shouldn't say I have nothing to show for it. I have a lot to show for it. But I'm not healthier than I was. In fact, quite the opposite. And if I was to really analyze where some of my cynicism comes from, some of it comes from fatigue. Some of it comes from just being dog-tired and unable to think about things in a positive way because I'm always just triaging the next problem. Goal number 3, that's a big one. I should report in regularly and let you know how I'm doing. But that's it. Happy New Year, everybody. Here is a video of a fox that I encountered on my walk today while shooting this video. And if that ain't a good omen, well, dang, what is? What is? A fox crosses your path. Black cat, bad luck, fox crossing your path. Good luck. Everybody knows it. Happy New Year. See you in the next one.